Why are customer reviews a non-negotiable in 2024? Just like keywords and backlinks, customer reviews have their own place in Google's search algorithm. Reviews increase your rankings, make it more likely that a customer will choose you over a competitor, and they influence Google's algorithm. Yes, just like keywords. Let's talk about why reviews are a non-negotiable. Then we'll break down which review sites you should be on and how you can get more reviews from your customers. How do reviews help your site? Reviews help you in a ton of ways. First, Google favors businesses that have reviews from third-party sites, so not on your own website. And they favor businesses that have more recent reviews. Second, they help your search engine position. That's because these third-party review sites like G2, Clutch, and Trustpilot all have really high domain authority. So if someone searches for a business like yours in your industry, you're going to come up on their review site probably before your own listing if you're a new company. That means they send traffic to your site and boost your credibility in the eyes of Google. And number 3, they help customers choose your business over competitors. Think about when you're online shopping. Are you more likely to buy a product that has a ton of reviews, even if some of them are negative, than a business that has no reviews? Most likely you are. And don't worry about some reviews being bad. It's actually expected, and a customer is less likely to trust you if you have no bad reviews because it's just not realistic. Some people will try a product and it's just not for them. Google likes to see a mix of bad and good reviews because it shows that these are unbiased reviews from real customers. We want to see a balance, and then we weigh the pros and cons of the product based on what makes sense for us. A few years ago, during the pandemic, the world had to make a rapid shift to purchasing products predominantly online. We weren't going out anymore to try on clothes or eat at restaurants. We couldn't. And there was another pivotal shift. We weren't asking our friends and family as much for advice because we weren't seeing them as often. And so we turned to online reviews. We turned to Amazon ratings to purchase products. We looked at review sites for services, and we turned to review sites or blogs to purchase hardware or software. This prompted Google to place more of a weight on reviews when identifying what results to surface to users in search results. Of course, Google's algorithm continues to evolve, and we saw a release just this year that began to prioritize the quality of reviews rather than the quantity. So it's fair to say that customer reviews are not going away anytime soon, and they will still remain an important ranking signal. There are a lot of review sites to pick from. So how do you pick the right one for your business? Well, the right one for you is going to depend on your audience, your niche, and the product or service that you're selling. Let's go through some of the most popular ones based on industry relevance. First up, local businesses. If you run a local business that has a brick and mortar storefront and you sell products online and in person, you'll probably want to consider one of these. Number 1, Google My Business. Google reviews help users find your product or service when they're searching on Google Maps or in search engine results. So Google reviews appear prominently in organic search results as well as on Google Maps. So this is going to help lead customers to you. Number 2 is Yelp. Yelp is another popular one for retail and restaurants. Though I usually recommend Google reviews over Yelp because Google continues to be more popular. There are a ton of searches taking place on the platform, and in general, it has better visibility. Google is also accumulating more trust in its ability to recommend restaurants and retail, which is Yelp's main industry. The second niche is services, where you sell your products or services online. If you have an online business where you sell your product or service online, like a consulting agency where you sell professional services, you'll probably want to consider one of these. The first is Clutch. Clutch caters to B2B service providers and focuses on IT, marketing, and other professional services. The second is Trustpilot. Trustpilot caters to both product and services companies, and Trustpilot does have greater visibility than Clutch, but there are a couple downsides to using it. They will penalize you if you try to collect your reviews on Trustpilot without using their automated feedback service. So that means that even if you get 5-star reviews, sometimes they will just showcase a 3-star review because they technically can't verify that it's a real review. So if you don't want to use their automated feedback service, I would recommend using Clutch, even though it doesn't quite have the visibility that Trustpilot does. Lastly, let's talk about software businesses. There are 2 main ones if you're a software company. The first is G2. G2 has the highest domain authority and the most traffic, so you're probably going to want to be on G2 if you have a software company. The second is Capterra. They also focus on software companies, but they don't have as much of the market share as G2. Now, these lists are not comprehensive, so if there is a review site that is better for your business, go for it. Now that you've identified the right platform for your business, let's talk about what makes a great review. Let's focus on what Google considers when it's evaluating the quality of a review. In Google's eyes, a great review should ultimately help a customer in making a purchase. It should let other buyers know that you're an expert in a particular field or niche. It should have supporting evidence like audio, video, images, or links. It should articulate what sets your company apart and why someone would consider you over a competitor. Reviews should demonstrate various use cases or scenarios. It should explore the pros and cons. And your review should ultimately demonstrate the evolution of your product or service. Your company isn't the same for 5 years straight, and what you offer will change over time. Your review should reflect this change. Lastly, your review should ultimately culminate in the most important factors to consider when purchasing a product. Now, you're not going to get all of these in a single review from a user, and honestly, if you just focus on getting real, honest reviews from real users, you will ultimately cover all of these bases. On your side, that means you should focus on consistently gathering reviews. Don't just get a dump of reviews at once and leave it for years. That's not really going to help you in the long term because Google does like to see recency. And second, get real user reviews. Real users will be unbiased and they'll weigh the pros and cons, and they will ultimately focus on different things from one another because different people have different experiences and care about different elements of your product. Now, the million-dollar question. How do you actually get more reviews? Here are 3 great strategies that I've implemented and seen a lot of success with. The first is a simple automated email. After a customer has purchased your product, you should follow up with an automated email a few days later with a request to leave feedback and links to your review site. One way of making this even more effective is to provide some incentive for the user. Enter them in a raffle or give them a small gift card, and that will incentivize a lot more people to leave reviews. Number 2 is automated SMS campaigns. In a mobile-driven world, SMS campaigns can be really powerful, and there are actually free tools that you can use with monthly limits, and you don't have to pay a thing. Just send a polite text message asking a user to review your product or service after they've used it and include a link to your review site. Number 3, follow up after a great event or a positive experience. When a user has a positive experience with their business, they're much more likely in that moment to leave a review. So if you throw a great event as a services company and you have people there that love the event, make sure to send them a quick email afterwards and ask them to review you. Or if someone had a really positive experience with your product, follow up with a quick email asking if they'd care to review. Much like the other key tenets of SEO, customer reviews are essential for driving traffic to your website, increasing your search engine position, and helping customers make an informed purchasing decision. They not only enhance your brand in Google's eyes, but they also build your brand reputation. Online reviews are not going away anytime soon, so focus on consistently getting reviews in an easy way from your users on one verified review site.